I think if I had any more granny stitch around me, I would just turn into a granny stitch. Friends, hello! Welcome back to Amethyst Craftworks. I'm Samantha, and welcome to a 2023 goals video. Now, these kinds of videos always intimidated me. I didn't want to put ideas or thoughts out into the universe that I didn't think that I could actually do. I'm very much yes, set goals. Yes, always improve. Yes, do those things. But also be realistic, right? Don't set yourself goals that you know maybe are outside of the confines of reality so that you don't end up disappointed at the end of the year. It's a balance, right? I kind of do this with work as well. We do goal setting and things with work too. And I always want to be realistic, but ambitious. It's intimidating to say the least. So I honestly pondered doing this, not doing this, doing this, not doing this. And I decided that, yeah, maybe I should. If nothing else, this may actually hold me to my word, and maybe I'll actually do the things that I want to accomplish this year, because there's quite a few. There's quite a few. If you have like crafty goals or, crochet goals, yarn goals, knitting goals, any kind of goals, drop me a comment. Let me know if we're in the same boat here. But we are going to discuss today my goals, my crafting, YouTube-ish related goals, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about some upcoming things for 2023 and all that good stuff. So first, I wanted to tell you this neon, it's called a kimono. This I made last year. It is in my intro, my like little photo intro. It's part of that because I love this thing. It is made with Red Heart Super Saver stripes in the colorway Bright Stripe, I think. I get it confused with Favorite Stripe because I think one is rainbow and then one is this. I think this is Bright Stripe, but it should be Favorite Stripe. It should be everyone's favorite stripe. Look at this thing. It's insane, right? I love it. And the tutorial that I used for it, the pattern that I used for it, is a fiber spider pattern. So I'll link it below. It's a kimono granny shawl with these flaps in the front so it covers you up. It's fabulous. And when I am cold, which is so often, this is like my go-to warm and snuggly. Easy to wear, easy to take off if you get hot. I love it. It did take a lot of yarn though. If I'm remembering correctly, this took, gosh, I think I had 9 skeins of the Red Heart stripes and I used 8 and like a quarter for this. It's big and it's long enough that it's like waist length on me, but I could not love it more. This is one of my absolute favorite colorways of yarn ever. So it should be Favorite Stripe, but I think it's called Bright Stripe. It's like neon Halloween gorgeousness. I love it. So that out of the way, that's not part of our goals here. Well, I guess it kind of could be, but my goals for 2023, that's what we are here to talk about. So number 1, YouTube related goal, I would very much like to do more videos. The reason I'm recording this even is because I want to do more videos. Since I started this channel, I have pretty regularly done 1 video a week, every week. except for the week that I was recovering from my trip to the hospital. Otherwise, I have done one video a week, usually on Wednesdays when I try to upload. I've done one a week, and that's been doable. With my work schedule, my life schedule, my everything schedule, that's been doable. But one video a week isn't a whole lot, to be perfectly honest, and so I want to do more. And so I'm now striving to do two videos a week. Whether I record them both on the same day and upload them separately, or record them separately on separate days when I've got time, because again, usually I try to record on weekends. I work a Monday through Friday job, so the weekends are busy for me too, but that's when I've got the free time. So whatever I do, I hope that you will see me twice as much now. Hopefully pretty consistently, but that's a goal. That's a goal of mine. I want to do more videos. I want to talk at you guys more. I want to interact and have fun on YouTube, because that's what this is to me. This is like the ultimate fun. And so I want to do more of it. So that's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is I want to make some more wearables. Specifically, let me explain. Specifically ones that I am confident and comfortable. Confident and comfortable are two good words for it, to wear outside. Now, I am not opposed to fluttering around my house with this big flappy neon kimono on, right? Would I wear this to go grocery shopping, for example? Probably not. You would think with the neon green hair that, you know, I wouldn't be afraid of color. And I'm not afraid of color. I mean, all of this, you can see I'm very clearly not afraid of color. I do prefer black. 95% of my wardrobe is black. The other 5% is like gray and navy blue, right? I'm not afraid of color though. I love working with color. I have a palette of colors that I love to work with, along with black. But there are some things that I'm not as yet confident enough to wear out and about outside my house. So I very much want to make, number one, a sweater. A full jumper, like raglan style sweater. Not a cardigan, a sweater, a shirt, a top. There's like a million words for these things, so I'm trying to be specific. I, one, want to make a sweater. Number two, I want to make a poncho. A poncho is also something that I haven't made yet. It's like one of the few bits and pieces that are kind of common in crochet that I haven't made for myself yet. So, poncho on the list too. Otherwise, though, like I have made a lot of shawls, I've made a lot of scarves, I've made a lot of hats. I, of course, could always use more hats, but in general, a sweater and a poncho are my big, big goals for this year. And I want to be able to wear them out and about, right? I want to show them off a little bit. I want to be flouncy and fancy and covered in my crochet outside of my house. Because again, I love wearing these things around my house and in videos and, you know, being comfortable and cozy inside on my own. But I want to wear my stuff outside too. So that's my next goal. That's specific for crochet goals, right? But I've also got some other stuff too. Like, let me grab it here. I want to learn to do a couple of new things. And I have a few sets of things that are to help me learn new things. Whether I get to all of these in 1 year remains to be seen, of course. It is a lot to consider learning in 1 year. But one of those things is Tunisian crochet. I have a couple of Susan Bates. Is my light gonna show it? Kinda. It's blurry, but you can kind of see. Oh, I dropped something. So Susan Bates, I have two of them here. I have a 6 and a 5.5 millimeter Tunisian hook. I'll set these here. And then I also have a set that I got. These I just got off of Amazon. I'm pretty sure I got the Susan Bates hooks at Michael's or Joann's or something like that. Excuse me. These, though, are just from Amazon. So if I can find them, I'll link them below. I haven't used them, though. So fair warning, I have no review, no reference for them. But there is a whole set. What is the smallest one here? 2.5? No, 2. So it goes all the way down to a 2 millimeter. That is a teensy, tiny little hook. And it goes up to, there's a 7. There is an 8. So I think 8 millimeter is the biggest hook. So it's a range of, 2, 2.5, 3, and so on up to 8. And again, I've not used these, so I don't know how good they are, but they're very similar to the Susan Bates hooks. They have the same sort of like rubber stoppers on them with the label with the number, the millimeter on them. I want to learn how to Tunisian crochet. I don't need to know every stitch in Tunisian crochet, and I don't even need to do any more than a square, but I want to do it. I don't know why I have so many Tunisian crochet hooks if all I want to do is just learn how to do it. But no matter what yarn I decide to use, I've got a hook to do it with. I may start with, there are a couple of like Tunisian crochet tutorials out there on the internet, on the interwebs, on YouTube. The absolute queen of Tunisian crochet is TL Yarn Crafts, Tony from TL Yarn Crafts. So I'll link her below too in case you're not familiar. But she just hit 500k subscribers, so guaranteed you are familiar with Miss Tony. She's such a good teacher, and I have watched so many of her Tunisian crochet tutorials that you would think I would have done some Tunisian crochet, but I haven't yet. But I'm gonna. I'm absolutely going to. I want to learn so bad because it makes like gorgeous texture, like squishy, gorgeous texture that I want to make. I want to do something with it. So, oh my goodness. My wad of, these are like wands. These are so long. But these are my Tunisian crochet hooks. They clang. Right there. They're kind of we're kind of matching here, right? But on that, I dropped something, hold on. But on that theme, I also got these. Now these were on clearance for $2 whole. I think this was at Michael's. But these are also Susan Bates and Karen cakes. These are knitting needles. Knitting needles. These, I got them solely because they were $2. Knitting is very intimidating. If you want to talk about something being intimidating, these babies are it. These are 4.5 and 5.5 acrylic knitting needles. I don't know what makes them Karen cakes. It just even has on the back Susan Bates and Karen cakes. I don't know. Just, do they recommend using these with Karen cakes? They're called crystal lights as well at the bottom. Is it going to show it there? Yeah, crystal lights. I don't know what any of this means, but I've got them. Will they stay in the package for a whole entire year? Maybe. But my goal is to do something with these. Like I got a knitting pattern when I won a mystery box of yarn from Rose Likes Crochet. It had a pattern in it for knitting. I've got knitting needles. I want to learn. It is very intimidating though. So if you have any suggestions for examples of people who are good to watch, to teach you slow and steady how to knit, specifically with, are these called anything in specific? Like, I know there's double pointed needles. Are they DPNs or circular needles? Are these just needles? I don't know. Did these have a name? Stabby McStabberson needles? I don't know. But if you know someone who might be able to teach me nice and slow on YouTube, let me know. Shout them out. But yeah, I got them with the intent to learn how to knit. I have all the yarn, so why not do all the yarn crafts, right? Like loom knitting. Now, I have mentioned these in a video before. We are in a color scheme today, aren't we? Look at those babies. Those match me too. But I have mentioned these in another video, in a previous video. I'm trying to hold these so the light glare doesn't get them. There we go. I have mentioned in a previous video that I had these, that I bought these, that I've had them for a while. I never broke them out. I only just opened the package even today to make sure like we're still good here. But I got these and then I never used them. And I've seen tutorials from the Crochet Crowd, from Mikey, and from Fiber Spider for, I think, honestly, these specific knitting looms. There we go. Because they are from Loops and Threads. It's just, I'm trying to peek at you to make sure the light doesn't get it. There, you can kind of see it there. Knit Quick, Loops and Threads, knitting looms. It says medium to bulky yarn, and so I'm pretty sure Fiber Spider used like 5 or 6 weight yarn in his tutorials. It's been a while. Because, in case you like aren't catching on here, when I'm interested in something, Tunisian crochet, loom knitting, I will watch tutorials for them, and I will watch and watch and watch and watch and watch and watch, and then apparently never get around to doing it. So I have tutorials for these. I want to make a hat. I don't know if I necessarily want to make her hat, but I want to make a hat, and I've got some extra bulky yarn to use. If you saw my Hobie yarn haul, I got some mystery bags with some mystery yarns that were bulky. Could go in here, I'm just saying. So I want to learn how to loom knit too. Again, will I? I would love to, but you think in the beginning of the year, and hold on, let me set this down over here. You think in the beginning of the year, a year is such a long time. I have all the time in the world to do these things. And then I can tell you from experience that, for example, I started in January of 2022 making Christmas, Hexmas, Gothmas decorations for my tree, for my house. And I had all these plans and all this time, and then I got 2 things done of like the 5 that I wanted to do. So, also, as another segue here, that's also part of my goals for this year too. I want to make the tree topper. I mentioned again in a previous video that I wanted to make a witch hat tree topper for my big old black goth tree for Christmas. Never got around to it. My Halloween witch hat sat atop my Christmas tree this year. Next year, I'm making one. I'm absolutely making one. I also wanted to make, I can even point it out here, right here. This is navy and gold Hirschner's yarn. I think it's called Soho Noel. That Sandy from Crochet Canada sent to me. It is stunning. She sent me 5 or 6 balls of it. I want to make some garland for my tree with this yarn. I think the black and the gold and the navy will look gorgeous together. And Heather, the Crochet Witch, she put out a pattern this year for like paper chain style crochet garland. I want to make that for my tree out of this yarn. I had planned to before Christmas, and again, I never got around to it. I also wanted to make some big stars and black and white stripes for my windows. Never got around to that. You know, you think you have all this time in the world at the beginning of January, and then time progresses way too fast for you to keep up with. So those are also part of my goals. I really want to make the tree topper and the garland. Again, will I get to it? I really hope so. I really hope so. I'm determined, at least, to do a few of these things. More videos, a sweater and a poncho, and one of these new crafts. Knitting, Tunisian crochet, or the loom knits, something. I want to do at least one of those. If I get to more, we'll call that an extra bonus. But those are my goals. So maybe we'll say my 3 goals for 2023. 2 videos a week as often as I absolutely can. Make a sweater and a poncho. We'll call that 1 goal because they're wearables that I would wear out and about outside of my house. And 3, learn 1 new technique with yarn. So loom knitting, Tunisian crochet, or actual knitting with needles knitting, with Stabby McStabberson needles, okay? So those are my 3 goals. What are your goals? What are you doing this year? Is there something new that you want to try? There's always new things that I want to try. As I said before, I also dibble-dabble in making soaps and candles and lip balms and body scrubs and all that stuff, and I haven't yet tried cold process soap. That also takes a lot of preparation, though, and a lot of supplies that I don't have, a lot of time that I don't have. So I, again, would very much like to make, like, cold process soaps. Will I get to it? Who knows? To be perfectly honest, I keep saying who knows because I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what my work schedule will be like. It's currently my work that holds me back from crafting, right? Like, that's always the case. But my schedule is like midday. I work 11:30 to 8 p.m. So it doesn't leave me a lot of time in the evenings. It doesn't leave me a lot of time in the mornings. It's like I have just enough time to, like, wake up, do a few things around the house, take care of Ralphie, work all day, maybe eat dinner, and then it's bedtime, you know? So time is never on my side. If my schedule changes for work, then maybe I'll have more free time. But for right now, these are my 3 goals. You guys are going to hold me to them, okay? Well, we'll see. Again, we'll see. What do you want to do in 2023? Is there anything new that you want to do? I feel like there's always just, like, an explosion of, like, inspiration and new ideas in the beginning of the year. So let's talk about it, huh? Let's, maybe inspire one another. Who knows? Leave me a comment. Let me know. If you also have goals, if you like my goals, give me a thumbs up here. Give me a thumbs up for inspiration for doing more videos. The more likes, the more videos. Kidding. I'm kidding. But yes, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We are inching ever closer to 200 subscribers, which is mind-blowing to me. So if you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. And I hope you have a good day. I hope you're having a great January. I hope you are setting realistic but ambitious goals for yourself for this year. And until I see you next time, until I am in another video, which is double the video that I'm trying to do a week here, then I will just catch you then. Take care. Goodbye.